Hey traders, checking in on the cryptocurrency space. Time to start scouting daily lower highs. That means after the significance of this bounce, I am personally pumping the brakes as an aggressive bull, and I'll show you where I'm looking to be an aggressive bull next on a longer term time frame. We've got altcoin pairings continuing to give us clues. I used one yesterday for a trade, and Coinbase sucks. I'll tell you why. So Bitcoin, we're testing daily EMA 12 resistance, and that generally is my profit-taking guide, at least initially when I'm making a trade and I'm looking for a bounce, whatever time frame it's on, 5-minute, 2-minute, 15-minute, hourly, here on the daily, that's our first target. And it's not surprising to see some initial resistance at that target. The question is that going to be our daily lower high being set? So we're going to zoom in and look at the 4-hour time frame, and we still have an uptrend at this point. We will have to lose the 4-hour higher lows to have confidence that our daily lower high is set. So right now, anything above 36.4 thousand is a higher low. And once that higher low is set compared to that level, we have to bounce and then lose it for the bears to then take over. Bears are scouting swing entries at this point. And we'll talk about some of the altcoins that are showing more weakness because we're seeing altcoins with bigger moves in both directions. As anticipated, we see that often, both to the upside and to the downside. So in my opinion, if you are looking bearish, you should be scouting these weaker altcoins, and I'll show you which ones I'm watching. This was a rising wedge on the hourly time frame for Bitcoin that just broke bearish. We'll see if that marks the daily lower high being set. So for me personally, I trade on Coinbase. Coinbase sucks. So yesterday, I posted it on my Twitter if you want to check it out, but just recorded a video of a glitch in their system that automatically market sells your position when you place a stop loss. And I placed it correctly, well under the current price, and it market sells the position. They are a junk exchange. The problem is they have a monopoly on two things, liquidity and FDIC insurance in the US. So there are no other alternatives that meet those criteria. And again, I am just astounded that after 2017, we don't have Fidelity or Goldman Sachs or some bank, somebody give us something in terms of a platform. What Coinbase has been allowed to do as far as having a subpar, bad service, bad customer support, but dominate the space, I don't understand it. There's billions of dollars at play here. So I would look to FTX US, Binance US, or Gemini. All three of them have about 10 to 20% of the dollar volume in Bitcoin that Coinbase has. The liquidity is not there. I market buy and sell all the time as part of my trading strategy. I need liquidity. Otherwise, you have other exchanges like Kraken. No FDIC insurance, which means any notable amount of capital that I put on there is instantly at risk and has a very small percentage chance of being lost, but the percentage chance of losing all of that money is there. I do not like that risk to reward. Again, my goal at this point after successful trading since 2017 is not make as much profit as possible. My goal is don't give back the profit that you've already made. And goal number 2 is continue making more profit. So I put goal number 1 in jeopardy if I put 6 figures on an exchange that will not have FDIC insurance. If there's a hack, if the exchange collapses and disappears, that puts me at risk. So yes, I'm picky about what I want in an exchange, but there are no viable alternatives. I don't want to trade with a VPN. If I'm breaking rules, risking 6 figures, breaking rules, I don't want to put myself in that position. I'm also an honest person and not a liar, and I don't want to lie about where I'm trading from. So I have that conundrum. I have research that I need to do, and honestly, it's maybe just going to be putting a smaller amount of capital in an exchange that will allow me to use leverage to have more exposure, but not a happy camper overall. And the bottom line is Coinbase is terrible, and I will constantly look for shorting opportunities of their stock because they do not have a future long term in my opinion. And as soon as there's a race to the bottom in fees, their business model is out the window, and I look forward to watching that happen. And once a viable exchange comes out for free, I will be the face of that exchange, and I will be the face of the Leave Coinbase and join this exchange movement. That's my rant. So back to Bitcoin. Daily inside bar bull break. I took a trade yesterday When we last left off in the last video, I was playing this 4-hour bull flag right here. And I said, I'm going to be aggressive because I've had a really good week. I don't remember when my last loss was in cryptocurrency. And I'm going to keep trading aggressively until I make a loss. And then I'll pump the brakes and slow down. So that 4-hour bull flag played out, scaled out into that follow through. And then I played another one here. The altcoins were giving us a 4-hour bull flag at this point. I didn't like the clarity on Bitcoin. I liked the clarity in altcoins. And the Link BTC chart is why I made bullish entries. So another factor that comes into play here, I didn't watch crypto at all during the stock trading day yesterday. Right here is when stocks closed. And that's when I paid attention and started making entries and looking at the price action and the timing. I'm assuming a lot of other traders are doing the same thing. Focus on stocks. When there's no more stocks, what kind of opportunity do we have in crypto? So pay attention, obviously, to the open in the stock market, but also to the close as well at 4 p.m. Eastern. So the setup that I was watching on Bitcoin, 15-minute downtrend resistance line here, and just seeing the setup in the altcoins. So I made a bullish entry in Bitcoin around 37.6 thousand right here. And again, that's right after the stock market closed. And I just said to myself, okay, I like the risk reward for continuation. If I'm in at 37.6, my stop goes under 36.4, I'm risking 1,200 of Bitcoin price action. What do I want for that to be risk reward worthwhile? I want 40,000 plus on a bull break, which makes my reward twice what my risk is. So we got the bull break, we got follow through, and I scaled out on the way up. Scaled out a little bit before bed, a little bit early. When was that? That was around here on this bounce recovery. I scaled out a bit here, then went to sleep and exited the rest of my positions this morning once we started to lose hourly uptrends and see momentum shifts. Why did I enter? Link BTC. What was it doing at that point in time? It was trading beautifully. A very clear bull flag. Link USD was a 4-hour bull flag. And again, just looking where Link BTC was at that point in time, at 4 p.m., bull break of resistance, hourly high or low. I saw that setup, entered Bitcoin, entered Link. And then that's when I made the video about Coinbase stopping me out. I entered Link at 25.50, but Coinbase mugged me of my positions because they wouldn't let me place a stop order. And so I rebought it at 25.70s. And then again, exited on the way up. So 25.70s entry, exited some before bed in the 27s, and then exited some this morning in the 31s. What if it keeps running? I don't care at all. And I just made a Twitter post where I see a lot of traders, newer traders, that's the constant question they ask, but what if it keeps going up? I don't care at all because the most likely scenario is a daily lower high. We just went 100% in 3 days off the low. Lock in the gains. If you keep locking in gains, you win this game long term. I promise. Lock in the gains, move on to the next trade. If it keeps going up, hopefully you have a long-term no-touch position, which I do, in Link, ETH, Bitcoin, Litecoin. If it keeps going up, I will benefit. That's my anti-FOMO. But for the short-term trader mindset, successful trade, lock it in, wait for the next trade. So Bitcoin at this point in time has a 15-minute downtrend to be watching. We're watching for a loss of the 4-hour uptrend. We're scouting the daily EMA 12 rejection. The next time I go aggressive as a bull is looking for a daily high or low. And that'll be potentially first hourly oversold conditions. If we drop down to hourly oversold conditions, our daily lower high will be set, and we'll be scouting a daily high or low compared to 31,000. Can we break 31,000? Absolutely. This is a bear flag right now. It is a possibility. We have a big enough bounce in a lot of these altcoins where I believe if Bitcoin breaks 30,000 and sees a quick bounce, the altcoins will form a higher low. Anything under the 382 retracement keeps a possible bear flag alive. The bulls must get over the daily EMA 12 to try and negate a daily bear flag and try and make a bounce to the 50% retracement and set up an equilibrium. That is a cardinal in the background that is really pushing it. He backed up, but he's still going. So, possible daily bear flag. Do you have a plan for what if we see a bear flag and confirm it? Do you have a plan for a daily confirmed trend change? You need a plan for both because both scenarios are on the table. I will be all cash in my trading account and hoping for lower lows because those flushes are where I make my money on the bounces. And I will be aggressively adding a bear break of 30,000. Dominance chart gives us clues. The top of the dominance bounce was when the crypto bounce started, and we're going to look for a daily higher low to coincide with the top of this bounce in the US dollar pairings. Why? Because the altcoins dump faster, they bounce more significantly, and they pull back more significantly. Daily equilibrium on the dominance chart is likely coming, and the direction that it breaks is going to give us some good information. ETH/USD, daily EMA 12 resistance, rejecting from it right now. 4 hour is still in an uptrend with plenty of space. So we're not going to be confident in a daily lower high being set until tomorrow's candle. Higher low, higher high. Anything above 2383 is a higher low. And again, we're watching for a loss of the 4 hour higher lows to indicate that a top has been set. Could be a rising wedge. Looks like we already broke it bearish. So not paying attention to an hourly rising wedge. I'm keeping it simple. I'm zoomed out and I am patiently waiting for daily consolidation before I do anything else from here. If we see another leg up and keep this 4 hour uptrend going, great. My long-term no-touch positions keep going up and I will see my net worth increase. And I will patiently wait for the trade that I want to come to me. Daily higher lows from here. Aggressive bears will be scouting top fishing plays, if not already in, looking for a 4 hour higher low and then scouting a bearish entry from there. ETH/BTC, 4 hour uptrend and follow through confirmed. Again, we're directly correlated to the US dollar pairing and we're watching that very closely. And as long as that direct correlation remains, we will see bigger bull moves and bigger bear moves relative to Bitcoin. Link has been my horse, don't know why, but Link has been the name that I'm focused on most. Trading the alt space, I'll do a little bit of Bitcoin exposure and then altcoin exposure on the trades that I'm taking. And the bounce just got beautiful follow through for Link. Today it was up 15%, while other names, Bitcoin was up 4% and ETH was not up nearly as much. So the BTC pairing, bull flag confirmed. Just looking for a 4 hour higher low. Link USD, tons of space for a 4 hour higher low. It is definitely a lead alt bull, same as Matic, which we are about to look at. So anything above 2370 is a 4 hour higher low. If I wanted to stay aggressive as a bull, I can make an entry for another 4 hour higher low and be scouting that. But the risk reward is not as favorable in my opinion because I don't expect significant further follow through because we bounced over 100% at this point. Again, don't be greedy. Think about it from the other side. We have bounces of 50, 80, 100, 200% bounces. That means we need to cool off. And we need to see bears have their turn because equilibriums are the most likely scenario after this massive volatility. So Link will give us a daily lower high. It's just a question of when. And then we'll scout a daily higher low. Because at this point, we would have to drop another 50% to drop to a lower low, and I do not believe there's enough fear for that to happen. Whereas Bitcoin, what percent do we need to drop? Less than 30. Still would be a bit of a stretch. It's possible. Volume's going to be the key. If we don't see notable bear volume, we anticipate a daily higher low. If the bear volume is notably standing out, then we can see a bear break. But you can't break that support without notable increasing bear volume. Matic USDT, look at that bounce. Absolutely astounding. This is why we as traders will not leave the crypto space because the opportunity is insane. 227%. Someone was bullish talking about Matic. I don't know if it was Mark Cuban or Kevin O'Leary, same thing. But that's getting a little extra attention. Definitely lead bull. 4 hour time frame, consolidation underway, tons of space for the higher low, EMA 12 support. And we can definitely see another leg up. I'm just not confident enough in another leg up to be looking bullish at this point. Matic BTC, also scouting the daily lower high. Big time bounce winner, 4-hour uptrend, and EMA 12 is our guide. XRP USDT. So now we're going to talk about bearish names to be watching for daily lower highs. Look at any name that has a BTC pairing that is not breaking the 4-hour resistance should be a top bear watch. XRP failed to break resistance while the vast majority of coins broke it. I went through this morning. XRP didn't break it. Doge didn't break it. Lead bear. YFI. BTC didn't break it. ICP BTC didn't break it. XLM BTC didn't break it. These are all weaker names than any other name that broke 4-hour resistance and saw bounce follow through. And just look at their US dollar pairings to compare the bounce sizes, and you'll see I don't even need to look at the US dollar pairings because the BTC pairings tell me everything that I need to know. So from here, if I'm looking bearish, I want to see BTC pairings breaking supports and leading the way to the downside. So those are all the weakest names. And it's tricky because, you look at a name like Matic. Well, what if the percentage size on consolidation on Matic is more significant than the percentage drop on XRP just because it's more extended? That's definitely a possibility, but in the long run, when you're looking over a large sample size, playing the stronger names bullish and the weaker names bearish puts you ahead in the long run. So that's the way I would be focusing on things, in my opinion. I'm going to scout the stronger names for daily higher lows, and I'm going to be very patient while waiting for them. I may be interested in an hourly oversold bounce flip if I'm at the computer, but the trade's got to come to me. Daily higher lows, I'll see you then. So that is my mindset right now. A little bit of weakness in the stock market at the moment, but nothing notable. We're going sideways there. Keep an eye on that. Maybe that will be a potential trigger for daily consolidation if we see some pullback in the S&P 500, which is due. We've had a very bullish last 5 days or so. Have a game plan on a Bitcoin 30,000 break or a Bitcoin daily high and higher low and confirmed trend change. Those are essential. And being all cash makes it very easy for that game plan. If there's no massive bear volume, I'll scout the daily high or low and scale in some entries, probably using altcoins. Just be aware that if you're trying to make entries into altcoins bullish and you're too early, the percentage drop is going to be more painful than it is on Bitcoin. So you can use smaller positions to account for that, but it's definitely something to be aware of. Bulls have to change the daily trend for follow through on this bounce on the weekly time frames. Just a weekly inside bar is likely coming. And if this candle closes in 6 hours and then we break the low of this day first thing, we can call that a daily lower high being set. And we then scout the higher low compared to 31,000. And you'll notice the shift in narrative. Elon now talking about renewable Bitcoin, and who else came out? Goldman Sachs. It's just the shift in narrative, maximum fear. We had some FOMO with 30, 50, 100, 200% bounces. Euphoria, fear, FOMO, and now, in my opinion, in the short term, within the next couple days comes, is that it? Is that all the bounce we're seeing? Are we about to roll over again? And I think that is going to be coming during daily consolidation soon. So we'll check back in. What's today? Wednesday. We'll check back in maybe tomorrow if action picks up, but Friday if not, to be scouting those daily higher lows. And again, we can see another leg up. I just don't care if I miss that other leg up because the risk to reward is not worth it for me. Feel free to ask any questions. That cardinal was really distracting me, so I'm not feeling in the flow for this video. Not spitting fire like usual. I've got a good shirt on. That's about it. Hope you learned something. Do good things out there, and we'll see you soon. The intentional flush of stops yesterday and breaking to the lowest price seen in 5 days definitely knocks some people out and allows bulls to buy those liquidations or stop outs. Then you get CGC pre-market, upgrade. Now, if you've been following the Canadian MJ sector for the last however many months or years, you know that in a bear downtrend, upgrades don't mean anything. They don't mean anything. The market doesn't react to them. The market doesn't care. We're in a downtrend. But they cared on this one. Why? What did it do? It led to a gap up open. And on that gap up open, instantly, anybody that is short in the last 7 days is now underwater. When I was live streaming pre-market, the most important factor I said is watch the first 5 to 15 minutes of trading. If this is the normal scenario, you gap up open, coming from a prolonged downtrend, you gap up open and you see profit taking. The 5-minute volume and candle, first thing, told us the exact opposite story. Bulls intentionally market bought and kept pressure on shorts right from the opening bell. Trap them pre-market with a BS price upgrade that nobody cares about, but it's enough of a little push to get all these chain reactions going.